Hello and welcome to Real Awake and Wild. My name is Monique Gomez, your guide to becoming spiritually embodied, learn about conscious sexuality, and awaken to the truth of who you are. Today, we're talking about judgment, how to release it, and judgments when it comes to our erotic, sensual, sexual world. We've all been there. There can be a moment when we experience something different or that makes us feel uncomfortable, and boom, judgment. We're all of a sudden in this space, we're seeing through the judgment lens. It's a very natural human response. We tend to do this. Judgments come from beliefs that we have been taught since we were little babies. When we begin to learn from our surroundings, our brains are like a sponge and we're picking up on all of the energetic and the social norms that we are living in. So those beliefs and social behaviors become kind of a baseline of how we view the world, and things that are not those we tend to judge. We can really become hard on ourselves because we compare ourselves to others. Because of this space of what is normal or what our belief system is, when there's things outside of that or different than that, what tends to happen is we compare, and then there's judgment that's created. We can judge our partners. It's really easy to judge our partners for what they do or what they say. We can judge them in the world of sensuality and eroticism, because of what they might want to explore sexually. And what can happen is we can quickly yuck their yum, creating instant judgment. And that, my friends, is how distance is created. And when you want to be in your most authentic self, and you want to be in your most loving space, separation and distance is not what you want to create. You actually want to create intimacy, a coming together. And the moment we begin to judge is the moment of separation. And that takes us away from our heart and that desire for intimate connection. When it comes to sexuality, gender, and all that's related to the world of erotic exploration, there can be lots of judgments that come up around this. You can judge others without even knowing it, but you can judge them for their sexual orientation or their gender identity. This might come from a misunderstanding of being unable to shake beliefs that you have that were kind of ingrained in you, and what is right or what is wrong, or what is man or what is woman, or what is this and that. Like, it's this polarity that we live in. We live in a very polarized world. So sexuality and eroticism and sensuality is fluid. It does not exist in a very binary way. It's very much in between and all around. So because of our beliefs, sometimes judgment can come into this space that we actually want to explore a little bit more. So how we engage in the erotic world is always up to us. But like I said, there can be a lot of judgments when it comes to that. So for example, exploring BDSM. There are many judgments and assumptions of that community that people see from the outside, right? There's a lot of judgment that community kind of has to deal with. But if you get curious about it, sometimes what happens is that curiosity of your judgment can lead you to a space of understanding. And heck, like, it even could lead you to possibly discovering a desire that you have, right? So the beautiful thing about judgment is when you get curious about it, it can actually unfold into this deep desire that you hold. The thing about judgment is it doesn't stop at just other people. The most harmful judgment are the ones that we have for ourselves. Self-judgment is a tricky one because it can come in all different shapes and sizes, and it's really sneaky sometimes, and it really keeps us away from our truth. We judge our desires, we can judge our sexual curiosities. Body judgment is a huge one, and all of these judgments of self can become very, very layered, and that becomes a heaviness. And it makes it difficult to even breathe, to even feel that authenticity that you have inside. It can lead to anxiety and stress and even fears. And this is all part of these shadows of ourselves. But remember, in the shadow are the gems. So getting curious about your judgments can lead you right into the key that unlocks the gate that's holding you back, right? So if there's something that you really desire, but you don't even know it yet, there might be a judgment that you get curious about and you're like, oh, there it is. That's the thing. That's the thing that needs to click in order for me to really step into the truth of who I am. There is a freedom in curiosity. There is freedom when you begin to question your judgments, and that leads you to your true expression. So the key to unwinding judgments is to first admit you have them. We are all very judgmental humans. It's just kind of where we're at right now. You judge, and you probably judge way more than you want to believe you judge. But that's okay. Like, it's okay that we're judging. It's part of the human experience. The thing that shifts is when you own your judgments. So that means you take responsibility. You know it's there, and you bring it into the light and you look at it. I love to say, put it on the table. Be like, oh wow, okay, there's a judgment. Takes away the charge around it. When it's on the table, then you can get curious about it. Why does this judgment exist? What is this judgment all about? Why are you judging your body so harshly? Oh, it's because I have this belief what is beautiful is this type of body. I do not have that type of body. Those kinds of things. Get curious why you are judging it and what is the belief that lives beneath it. When you get to that belief, then you have a choice of if you want to believe that or not, and then it gives you freedom. So this is a great way to begin working with judgments, especially around intimacy, body, your erotic world. There can be a lot that comes up in the realm of sexuality. And so for the last week of, or this month of Pride, I wanted to bring up this topic of judgment, because especially the queer community, I mean, we all judge, but there's always, no matter around what group you're in, there's going to be judgments, and we judge each other because we create groups to feel very safe, right? To feel solid. So judgment can be a very easy way to where we can feel safe. When you look at your judgment, get curious about your judgment, what happens is you get to see, oh, fear, where the fear exists, then you get to unwind, get rid of that fear. Then you have a more true way of being. I highly recommend journaling about judgments that might be coming up for you. Get curious with as much love as you can as you write and work with something that you might be noticing that you judge. And remember that freedom is the thing that lives on the other side of judgment. So if you want more information about how to live a very authentic, consciously sexual life and being embodied in a very spiritual and holistic way, head over to moniquegomez.com. And that is where you have a lot more yummy treats and articles for you. And when you're there, if you're not already subscribed, get on my email list where I get to share more inspiration, freebies, and love that you don't get anywhere else. Until next time, my friend, stay curious.